Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Been away a little while, so it feels good to be back. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing, of course, as you've seen in the description, and we're going to be doing a few helpful tips. I don't know if it's going to help you a lot. Hopefully I can help you. So we're going to dive into it so we don't waste too much time. Today's quote that I have is by C.S. Lewis. It says, "You are never too old to set another goal or dream a new dream." So take that for what it's worth. Let's get into it. So I got a tackle warehouse order that I put in, and the storm that Texas and I guess a few other states experienced made it late, but what they went through, I have no complaints, and prayers to everybody that went through that. Got some paper. It's always a return thing in the tackle warehouse. I don't see why anybody would return anything. Got a free sticker, of course. Okay. It was just a few things that I didn't have that I saw on other people's channels that they had. So pretty interested in to see these. So of course couldn't order anything without ordering a 6 cents. It's a Snatch 70 brown eyed special. Saw it on a few channels and that looked beautiful, so I had to pick one up, of course. Let's see if I can show that. Yeah, that looks good. But yeah, that's the first one. Beautiful color as always. I picked up some, I thought these were mustard, but they're honor, I guess. I don't even remember. 7/0 for my bigger profile plastics. Yeah, that's a little better. Had to turn down the light. But yeah, got those for the bigger plastics. And of course I couldn't. I was running low on these. Get these out so I'll show you. I got this one is I think it's a 1/2 ounce. It's a Dirty Jigs. Yeah. What they Luke Clawson compact pitching jig. Right there. And of course, it's in the Baxter's bug. Y'all should know who had a hand in making this one. It's a beautiful color. It's got chartreuse. Looks like green pumpkin. It's gonna put in work. And then I got a 3/8 ounce too. That's my favorite size to throw on a pitching jig or a football jig. But I got a 1/2 ounce too. This one is one I'm really excited about. It's the cross-eye chatterbait. And of course I had to pick up this color. I think, oh yeah. It's the fire crawl. Fire crawl. And this one's a little different because you have the brush guard, or whatever you call that. It's not too thick, so it's got a lot of give, so the bass can bite down on it. Cross that. That one's pretty exciting. Then I have the Yum Spine Crawl. I saw it was Brandon Cobb was using them at St. Lawrence. I figured out a trick on the Yums. The Yum makes you pull that whole thing off, so you can't reuse it by hanging it up on the wall. But if you take just a little tear of it off and then get your finger in there and then do this, it opens and you still can use the hole to put your hook on. But yeah, that'd be good to flip or pitch around a bed or some brush. I don't know what's up with that one. It's like somebody's been chewing on it. wasn't me. But yeah, that's the. Let's see if I can get it better on. Maybe they all ain't like that, are they? I reckon they are. So that one's a little better. Spine crawl. Got something that could probably work if you throw it on the bed. Got some KVD Perfect Plastics bullworm. I got the 8-inch. I had the 10-inch one time and I didn't like it because it was too long. But I got the 8-inch in the moon juice. These got the caffeine smell. That's the best part. The moon juice. I don't know if the camera's gonna do it justice, but that right there. Son, shaky head Texas rig. That will put in work. I've seen the moon juice on a game hog. I haven't seen it in the worms yet. And I really like that. Let's put that there. See what else I got. I've actually, in all my years of fishing, I've never used these, but a lot of people have, and they've been out a while. But the Ultraviolet speed worm, never used them. Don't know why. And of course, Tackle Warehouse was sold out of all the small ones. So this is the mag. It's a little bigger, I guess, but I guess that tail gives it a nice little kick or thump in the water. Probably good to Texas rig. It's in the watermelon red. One of my all-time favorite colors, watermelon red. Got that. These I used to use as a kid. Baby bass trick worm. I haven't found anywhere that sells them locally up here. So I ordered these. I don't know what it is about a baby bass trick worm, but bass go crazy with it. It's got the white pearl bottom with the translucent green black flecks. Right there. It's nice. And that will be it for that. Cool. Okay. I guess it's getting early spring, so I figured I'd give y'all my tips on what I use, how I like to use it. I'm not really a big early spring fisherman because I don't really know what I'm doing, I guess. So the first thing that I like using is a swim bait. And I have a couple right here. And I'll show y'all how I rig those. If I can find, okay, there's two that I'll use. The first one I have that I haven't used yet, just because I haven't been fishing since I bought it, is the whale. And it's 4.5 swim bait with a little beefier profile that I like. And I think they said these are actually, oh, that's cool. They have these things to protect the tail. It's pretty cool. Didn't see that. I'll put it back in there later. But I think they said these are actually designed for a kill weighted hook. So of course I got the Owner Beast, the only and best kill weighted hook out there. And I just stick it in and start threading it on there. And it's got a flat nose on it, so it makes it perfect for this application. Get it like one more time. And then it's got a little slit in it on its belly. And I kind of like to find where the end of the hook is, and then I just stick it through there. And then a lot of people will leave it like that. That was the plastic. A lot of people like leaving it like that, which is perfectly fine. But I like going a step further and I push it forward just a little bit and put it right under the skin. So now you got a truly weightless. And so, that right there is just nice looking. But yeah, that's one way I like to rig up this swim bait. And then another way that I like rigging it up is, I thought these were Owner Flashy Swimmers. I didn't read it, but it's actually, no, Beast, but this is actually Owner. I think, I don't remember, I throw away packets, but yeah, it's just like a kill weighted swim bait hook, but it's got the blade on the bottom, so that's gonna be nice. And we'll just use this one. This one's been through the ringer, so I don't even know if it will. Probably need some mend it to actually get it working. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work. Yeah, we'll just give y'all the gist of it. See if I can get it on there. Definitely gonna need some mend it, because these right here are hard to find. They don't make a lot of them when they make them. Just find where the hook's going in, bring it through, bring it up, pinch it. That's not, it doesn't look too pretty, but given the plastic is horrible right now from being hooked so many times. That right there is deadly. Especially, I've never done these with the bottom spin, underspin on it. So I can just imagine that's gonna be deadly in the spring, especially with the bass moving up. Just take that out. Yeah, gotta need a new one on that one. Then I like these. Don't know the brand, but these are good. And then, show y'all with, these are the 4.4 Divine swim baits, Golden Shiner. I've never done them with these. I've always used, they pair perfectly with an underspin, or I just had them, I guess I put them in a different thing. The Divine swim bait head. I guess I put them in the other thing. I don't know if they're gonna work with the 7/0. We're gonna find out though. Just for y'all. Yeah, we're gonna keep it off the hook a little bit so it'll work. Missed it a little bit, but I'm not gonna fish it, so right now I'll fish it later. But yeah, so yeah, swim baits, very deadly in the early spring. I talk like I know. I don't really have luck on anything. Hopefully I will though. Hopefully I'll get to go fishing sometime. And then another thing that I fall under that category, but it's not really, is a swim jig. This one's a Scott Canterbury. It's pretty deadly because it's also got the underspin and it's a jig, swim jig. Only thing I didn't like is when I got the package, the hook was like painted horribly. So it didn't even have a point on it. So I took a file and filed that down, so no problem. That one's deadly. Then the Thunder Cricket. I love a Thunder Cricket. That one's deadly with the razor shad on the back. Is that razor shad? Blade minnow razor shads. I know, but with the blade minnow on it, and that's it's not Okeechobee Crawl, but I don't know the color of that one, so whatever color you want it to be. But yeah, that one. And then I like a Thunder Cricket, but I like to be a little different, and I'll put a Berkeley Toad on the back of it. White and chartreuse, pretty good. Next one up is crankbaits. I love crankbaits, and as y'all seen, the Brown Eyed Special already. Another, people say bass hate red or love red in the early spring. I never really heard a definite answer to why. Some people say that they're like bulls and they just hate seeing red, so they hit it. Some people say that it's so cold in the winter that their eyes, like something's up with their eyes where they can't really see, but they can see red. And other people say because they eat crayfish, and crayfish, I guess, spawn in the winter or late winter, early spring. So I have some 6th Sense ones here. That's the Rambo Red. And then this one's the boiled crawfish, I think. pretty good. I'm gonna just fly through them because I think I've already showed them on my channel before. And then I like the movement 80 is pretty good. That's a beautiful color. And the stroker crawl, probably should have a system, but I don't. And then moving up, besides lipless, the square bills are very good in the spring because bass are moving up, you know, thinking about starting spawning, so they're gonna be closer to the bank than they were in the winter time. So square bills are good because they go 3 to 5 feet mostly, unless you get this bad boy right here. It dives a little further. I love throwing mag square bills in early spring. And then, of course, I don't personally use divers per se because I mostly bank fish, but for all you boatermen, I don't even know if that's a real word, for all you people who fish on boats, y'all probably 10 to 12 feet is probably good. 6 to 10 is good. But I always like throwing a bluegill pattern in the spring. So that's one of them. And then I did chatterbaits, that was one of them. And then I really love the big profile plastics. That's my 4. Swim bait, chatterbait, crankbaits, and big profile plastics. Because the days of Ned rigging right now are probably, I wouldn't say that. You'd still catch some on a Ned rig, but as far as springtime, I try to stay away from the Ned rig and throw big plastics because the bass really, they've been lethargic all winter and they're moving up, they're hungry, they want to get a few good meals in before they start their spawn, because during spawn I don't reckon they eat too well besides when you throw a jig in front of their face. So give y'all a few of mine that I like throwing. I have a mess to clean up. And most of it is just worms and creature baits. You could probably find something else to throw, but for the most part, what I like throwing is worms and creature baits. But I showed y'all the bullworm. That will be a good one that I'll probably throw in the early springtime. But first one is a mag trick worm. I like throwing it weightless on probably I throw it weightless because I use a kind of heavy hook, and just for instance, I got the 6" jugular hybrid hook. It's a 5/0, pairs perfect with the mag trick worm. I don't even know what I called it a while ago, but I normally go straight until the hook bends, pop it through, push it through, stick it right there, because now you can't see the hook eye, which probably don't matter, but to me it does. And then I push it. I find where it ends, and I don't like my trick worms, especially when I'm fishing them weightless, to be straight. So I go even further in and pull through, and then pull through just a little bit. So it gives it that little bend, but what that creates is when you jerking it in the water, it don't just go straight. That thing goes crazy in the water, and bass cannot stand that. So that's one way I fish those. On the next one, I haven't fished these yet, but I figured they'd be good because they're kind of a bigger profile, is the ridge worm from 6 Cents. It's pretty nice. I don't really know how I can tell you to fish those because I haven't experimented with them yet. And this right here, these two are the reason that I bought the 7/0s, because I've been having hook set problems with smaller hooks, but this is why I bought the 7/0. I have the Mag Old Monster, which is a 12" worm, and then I have the infamous Man's Jelly Worm, which is 12 inches. And this I do the same way. Sometimes I'll T-rig them, Texas rig them, but I'll just pop it through there weightless with a big hook, because I was using a 5/0 and I've caught some on it, but, and then I'll of course come down. I don't want it straight when I'm weightless, so I do it like that, give it that. That's kind of a crazy game, but yeah, do it like that, and you're gonna have to wait for it because they got a lot of worm to eat when they're doing that. So big worms is a good springtime lure choice right there, which that doesn't look very big compared to the ridge worm, but it's actually pretty big. It's probably like 7 inches. And my next go-to, let me put some of this up so I don't lose all of it. My next go-to for big profile plastics is the crawl pattern creature baits. And I haven't used these yet, but the hog walla is pretty nice. And this will probably work on throwing it in a bed during bedtime too. Bedtime, stupid. Spawning time when they're on the beds, this will probably be good because it kind of imitates a lizard also. So that would be a good bed spawning time fishing. Or I like throwing it pre-spawn, that's pretty good. Then the regular brush hog, it's not the baby, the regular. This color's huckleberry. I like it. That'd be good to throw. And I normally just Texas rig these, and then you got the Magnum game hog, which is, of course, y'all probably already know my favorite go-to for anything. Most people have Cincos. I like throwing a game hog. That's my confidence bait. And now that's it for that stuff. And a good honorable mention during pre-spawn, I guess, I forgot about these, is the old spinnerbait. These are very good. Throw around docks, throw around laydowns, throw around brushes. And I really like a kicker blade in the spring because it just stands out. That's a pretty nice one. Bluegill patterns, because bluegill is going to be eating the bass eggs, especially with a Colorado blade because it produces a lot more water. And then sometimes I like throwing a trailer. And then red, definitely red. We don't know why, but definitely red. So yeah. Next I'll give, let's just talk about bed fishing just a little bit with some of my few go-tos. We got a whole bunch. This could be a pre-spawn or a bed. The Ultraviolet speed crawl. The Magnum probably be better for bed fishing, but this would probably work too. Ultraviolet speed crawl. That would be a good bed, throw it on bed, aggravated bass. I don't know about North Georgia, but I know South Alabama, lizards are a big problem with eating bass eggs. One step further from a lizard is a water dragon. I don't think we have these anywhere around here, but the old water dragon by Culprit. It's just a bigger profile, 7-inch. I think most zooms lizards are 6 inches. So this is just a bigger profile. Can't really get. It's got a weird water dragon helmet. It looks just like a water dragon. It's got the appendages. But yeah, that'll be good. Throw it on the bed. Straight aggravate it. Most times I'll throw these weightless and just let them float down, or I will Nico rig them with a nail weight, stick them in their head, put an O-ring right there, and put an old Nico rig or wacky rig hook right there, so it just sits right there. Looks like it's eating the eggs. Or if I'm gonna weight it, I'm gonna use the smallest 3/16 or something like that, and then I'm gonna peg it. So I'm gonna put a peg, I'm gonna put my weight, or when you put it on, put my peg, then weight, and then slide it down and peg it. So those are good to use during the bed. And then I like using the Strike King Ocho. They have a good baby bass color in the, well actually it's a shimmy shape. That's a good bass color. For some reason bass hit bass, so that's why the baby bass always works, in my opinion. That'd be good to, you can T-rig it. I normally T-rig most of these dingers and everything. I T-rig them weightless on the bed, and I just pop it up and down and aggravate them. They normally eat them. Those don't have the coffee smell. But that's a good one. Another really good choice for bed fishing is the Young Dinger Brim. That's a very good color because, of course, brim coming in and eating the bass eggs or the fry during, just depending on what point of the spawn you're on. So those are good. And then, of course, just to aggravate them even more and to keep the trend going, the shimmy shape red shad color. It's got the red and then it's got the black. Pretty simple. Those would be good to aggravate bass with on beds. Of course, like I said, T-rig it weightless and just let it do its thing. And of course, last but not least, I'm guessing last but not least, yeah, that's all we got, is the infamous, everybody and their grandpa throws it, the Methily trick worm. This is the most probably overly used bed fishing lure out there, which is understandably because I use it all the time and it gets bit like crazy. There's just something about a methylate color that bass hate to love. You throw that on a T-rig weightless, or you can weight it, doesn't matter. I just like using it weightless. Throw it on the bed, something about it just sitting there on the bass bed. They hate and they just gotta eat it. So I hope this has been helpful to y'all a little bit. And of course, if you like the content, subscribe. If you don't mind, give me a thumbs up. It'll be really appreciated. And hopefully the next time I see y'all will be a fishing video. Y'all have a great week, and I hope y'all have a great weekend. And until next time, see ya.